Guys, I'm officially 2 minutes late. Sue me. Took me a second to find the paper. I found the paper. I got all the way over here and I had left my tripod at home because I'm a moron. But when I got home, UPS was there. And I was very happy to see UPS. Because now I got my brand new watch. Look at how pretty that bitch is. Oh, come on, bro. It's the black and gold. I come from the Bay Area. Mess around out there, boys, they'll bury you. Then they'll carry your dead body off in a pine box, bitch. That's a mother coffin. Hippity hoppity, I can't stop it. I'll rob your ass and take all of your property. I'll rob you properly and never sloppily. Maybe the man, but you won't be no cop with me. Just like Monopoly, you're probably getting played, sprayed to quench my thirst. Just like Gatorade, I prayed you played and stayed too long, remain strong. Someone passed the bomb, it's on until dawn. I'm hip-hop. That's how I get down. I found my sound around the town. I found throwdown, slow down. Let's have a hoedown in your town, but yo, bro, let's go down to Motown and do what we do when we do what we want to do. F you and your crew. Ooh. Hippity hoppity, I can't stop it, G. Let's start the news. It's Boogie Bob with news and views you can use if you choose. If you choose not to use the news and views, and snooze, you lose. Boom! I was going to do every story today rhyming, but I can't think of the word that rhymes with douche. So I won't. Joe's not here today, which means I don't got no chains on me. I'm going to holler at all the... Hey, girl. This is a better shot here because the ladies are just going back and forth. It's like crosstown traffic out there. Let's get on with the news, shall we? Let's get on with the news and views you can use if you choose. But if you choose not to use the news and views and snooze, you lose, fools! Rockland politician. First of all, this is Mayor Adams. Born and raised on the streets of Queens, New York. Also a cop in New York for 25 years. He's gonna be scared of this little bitch. Rockland politician threatens to Adams, if the mayor ships migrants, I'll grab you by the throat. This little bitch ain't grabbing no one by the throat. Sorry. I apologize. Rev, sorry. Joe's not here, so I don't got no restraints on me. Why in the world would Joe put these chains on me? Oh boy. I don't watch baseball on TV anymore, but Major League host, sorry for TV foul. Say the N-word? The F-word? Ooh, maybe he said something bad about gays. Let's find out why he's apologizing. Glenn Cooper, spelled K-U-I-P-E-R, Kuiper. Veteran Oakland A's. First of all, I know he didn't say nothing about no black folks that get beat up in the parking lot. Now, I know he didn't say nothing about gay folks. That'd be something else. What do you think it was? Get in the comments, guys. Veteran Oakland Athletics play-by-play broadcaster Glenn Kuiper was suspended Saturday after using the... Oh boy. N-word. Bruh, you're in Oakland. You're a veteran in Oakland. You suicidal, bruh? What are you, crazy? Frost girl, what is this guy, insane? First of all, don't use it anywhere. Unless you're a rapper, a black rapper, or Spanish rapper. White rappers, don't do it. Eminem found out the hard way, don't do it. NBC Sports California said Kuiper will remain off the air until a review of what happened. That means he's fired. He will be terminated. You can't come back from that. Vince Cotroneo and John Doskow will rotate as play-by-play as Kuiper is suspended. 20 seasons announcer apologized ahead of the 6th inning of Friday's A's game. Now, I haven't read it yet, but I already know what happened. He had an open mic. He had a hot mic. There's too many bad shorties in here, bro. There's like 50 of them. It's like insane. He had a hot mic. Guys, you talk, you say it, strike just outside. He'll take the base. They talk, and then when the commercial comes up, they run a commercial, and then you talk to your homie. Check out the chick and the titties and the... You can't do that. The hot mic is what gets you every time. The 20th season announcer apologized ahead of the 6th inning for Friday's A's game against the Kansas City Royals, saying his wording didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to. During the pregame coverage, Kuiper and broadcast partner Dallas Braden, what a name, Dallas Braden, sounds fake, reflected upon their phenomenal days back in Kansas City during the lead-up to the game. Kuiper said the duo visited the city's Negro Leagues baseball museum, but he said they visited the Negro League baseball museum, which is fine. That's the terminology. That's what Negroes, black baseball players were called back then, the Negro League. He called it the N-word league. That is not a slip-up, folks. That is a man who, he slipped up, but that is a man who uses that word frequently. It's embedded in the psyche. Oh, we had such a great time back in Philadelphia when me and you used to go to the N-word. I don't know why he waited to the 6th inning. He should have said, hot guys, sorry. UFC veteran fighter Tony Ferguson was arrested early on Sunday in Hollywood for driving after he allegedly crashed his car into parked cars and flipped his truck. Police arrested Ferguson, 39 years old, around 2 a.m., saying his truck hit at least 2 parked cars and flipped over near Sunset Boulevard. Well, you tell this UFC fighter, Tony Ferguson, I'll kick his ass. Don't tell him that, though. That's just, it doesn't need to leave this show. In fact, let's take it back. Hooper Jaws at the Oscars. Now, the Oscars have been criticized. They've been criticized a lot for not having diversity. There's been several years where there wasn't a black face to be found. Well, they're trying to change all that, but they're probably going too far, according to many of these huge celebrities. Richard Dreyfuss spoke out yesterday. The new rules for the Oscars is that they have to have at least a minority or a gay or trans someone in each category, or they can't be nominated. You have to have a black director or a gay hairstylist or what have you. And by the way, I don't think there's any gay hairstylists in the world, so that's going to be tough. Richard Dreyfuss was asked about it. Hollywood is making diverse rules, and Richard Dreyfuss is getting sick. The legendary actor, this is an Academy Award-winning actor. You never hear a bad word about him, but I saw the interview. It was pretty hardcore. He condemned the inclusivity changes that will be implemented for next year's Oscars, saying the new standards make me vomit. It's pretty hardcore. What do you think of the new standards? They make me vomit. No, seriously. No, they make me vomit. This is an art form. It is also a form of commerce, and it makes money. But it's an art. You can't force people to, obviously you want everyone to be inclusive, but you can't say, hey, I'm making a new a movie, and I have to have a lesbian, I have to have a gay guy, a black guy, a Spanish guy, an Asian. I think it's a great utopia. It ain't gonna work. Let people do what they do. And if they don't include people, let them condemn them later. How about that? Catch me outside, how about that? I can't with Texas. 2 days ago, a guy killed 8 people in Texas at a mall with an AR-15. I predicted it, even though I never read the story until today. Jumped out of his car with an AR-15, and a cop happened to be in the parking lot doing something else, saw him and shot and killed him before he killed more people. Killed 8. An AR-15 could have killed 100. Get rid of these AR-15s, please. We should kill all guns. Okay, Joe. Joe wants to kill all guns. Well, that was 2 days ago. Yesterday, not to be outdone, this piece of shit right here. He jumps in his Range Rover and runs over and kills 8 people. 7 people were killed Sunday. I think another died last night. And 10 others were injured after a motorist plowed into them while they were waiting at the bus stop near a migrant center. The first guy, 2 days ago with the AR-15, was an anti-Semite and a racist Aryan skinhead. I don't know what this guy is yet, but they were talking about him on TV when I left the house. He has several arrests in the past, so good job, Texas. They said that more people have been killed in Governor Abbott's tenure. He's only been there a couple of years than any time in Texas history since the Alamo. By the way, in America, guys, we have had one mass shooting. There's been more mass shootings. A mass shooting is 3 or more people shot at one time. We've had more mass shootings than there is days of the year so far. Like 140 days so far, 150 mass shootings. Averaging over 1 mass shooting a day. That's not one shooting. Thousands of shootings. Why'd you shoot the guy? Because he didn't give me ketchup for my French fries. I'm not doing it. Too bad, busy looking at all these bad shorties over here. Who was here yesterday? Some of you were here yesterday. Yesterday I had an older guy sitting over here. I was concerned about him. He was all nodding out. He looked crazy. After I watched him for about 30 or 40 minutes, I finally was able to engage him because he wouldn't look at me. And holy shit. I'm going to get beat up out here, folks. I think I'm going to get beat up out here, folks. I'm definitely, it might be worth it. It might be worth it to get beat up. Because I got to say hi to her if she even looks in my direction. I don't know if her boyfriends are going to like that. Anyways, I said hi to the guy. I said, do you need any help? Can I help you with anything? Can I get you something to eat? Whatever it was. He said no. He was very grateful. I ended the news program yesterday. I got up and I went to give the man my newspaper. The man stood up and hugged me and said thank you. How kind is that? I'm looking for him today to see if he's hungry. I got a Taco Bell right down the street. Stood up. Thank you. Reparations. You know what reparations are? Reparations is money given to black folks for their ancestors being kidnapped, raped, murdered, and stripped of their heritage and shipped to America. There is a panel in California right now. They're putting together $800 billion. Now everybody in the world is going to say they're black. I think I might be part black. I do have some, I had some black in me, but that was in college. Reparations, I've always supported it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you give, how much is it per person? Give me a second here. It was going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars per person. I got a lot of homies lined up right now. They're in line already. Like, yo. God bless them. Inmate choked. He didn't choke, he got choked. Look at the picture of the man. You can see that ain't his shirt. That's a choke around his damn neck. I told you yesterday, my sister saved an inmate's life, and she got a commendation from the governor of New York. New Jersey correction officer claims he was demoted and retaliated against for reporting that his white superior choked a black man who was being processed to county jail. It happens a lot. You snitch on one of your co-workers even though they did the wrong thing and you're doing the right thing. Demotion. My sister saved an inmate who was choking. Saved his life. He's got a award, a plaque, picture in the paper, the whole 9 yards from the governor. Pretty big deal. All right, let's keep it moving. It's the wind is kicking up, folks. I can see again. I can see clearly now. The blunt smoke's gone. I can see all bad shorties in my way. Jordan Joe ain't here, but that's all right. Gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Oh boy. This lady got problems, huh? She collects gnomes. She had a gnome party. A gnome is those little statues with the pointing hat. She had a gnome party for the king. There's the king. He's got his own damn gnome. Turned on American Idol last night. No Katy Perry, no Lionel Richie. You know why? They performed for the king. You imagine having Lionel Richie perform for you? Katy Perry, great. Fireworks, I kissed a girl and I like it. But man, Lionel Richie, I hope he performed Brick House. Country brick, to the house. She's mighty, she's letting it all hang out. She's brick. There's a lot going on. The city is a powder keg right now, and it all has to do with Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely was on my show at least 5 times. You guys have seen him on other streams as well. He's the guy who did Michael Jackson, one of the few Michael Jackson impersonators around the city. You just don't see that many anymore. These people are actually down on the tracks. They're on the tracks. I think they're morons. I think you should protest, but don't go down on the tracks. Obviously, they turned off the electricity because if you touch the third rail, you're dead. There ain't no trains going by, but she's standing right there on the track. You better hope a damn train don't go by, girlfriend. No peace, no justice. A gaggle of unusual suspects brought a bit of anarchy to the Upper East Side. It was pandemonium. Cops have been beaten up. This is a powder keg, folks. This could go really, really bad. The man choked him for 15 minutes and was not arrested. That's, if you want to know what systemic racism is, that is systemic racism. It's built into the fabric of our justice system. I can't imagine if he would have choked the guy from Wall Street. If a black man would have choked a guy from Wall Street, that black man would be convicted already 3 days later. This man let the court settle it out. You know, he laid on his back, choking the man for 15 minutes. Arrested, put him in jail, get him out on bail, and then everybody's happy, and then when he goes to trial, he either gets off down the road or he gets convicted. His name is Daniel Penny, the guy who did it. Alleged killer is a Marine Corps veteran. His presence presents a rare opportunity to discredit one of America's most honorable institutions. This is the Post. The Post is standing up for the Marine all the way. If you turn on Fox News, this guy's a hero. Don't forget the little Rittenhouse guy, the little Rittenhouse piece of shit that killed the 2 people at the George Floyd protest with the AR-15. He's a hero on Fox News. He's on all the time. He's also on Twitter every day begging for money. I can't get a job, guys. I'd appreciate it if you would give donations for a true a patriot. Donald Trump shouted me out because I killed 2 people. I hope he rots in hell. The deceased was black. The fellow said to be responsible is white. How can the lefties resist hanging a curveball? Look at the guy writing the story. It's an old-ass racist douchebag. Bob McManus. Bob McAnus. I can't do it. There he is. Bob McAnus. You're an asshole, Bob. Most Bobs are. When I was in school, the kids used to tease me and say, hey, you know Bob Oliver? Who? You can bob all over this. They used to say, what do you call a guy with no arms and no legs floating in the water? Bob. I don't like it. What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs laying on your doorstep? I don't know. What? Matt. What do you call a girl with one leg shorter than the other? Eileen. They go on and on and on. I don't support those types of jokes. I'm going to keep it moving. The medical examiner said that he was choked to death. That should be enough. Nick Cannon had another kid. He's got like 12 kids now. 12 kids. I haven't even 12 times. I don't know how this guy, he must be going a lot. Nick Cannon. You go, boy.
No, he can't. It's not that.
And he got some badass shorties too, I ain't gonna lie. I just gotta figure out how to get a talk show at $100 million. If I can do that, I can also get some badass shorties and have 12 kids. I gotta figure it out. Speaking of badass shorties, it's Bria's daughter, Christina's birthday. Did you guys see the watches? Did you all see the watches from last night? I'm giving her a bag of watches for her birthday. Of course I'll give her money too, but look at these watches, guys. Tell me what 9-year-old girl won't lose her mind over this. Color. Red, green, blue, yellow. I'm going to have some, don't worry, to give away on my 1,000 subscriber. Guys, we're only 20 away from 1,000 subscribers. I think it's about time that I bust a rhyme. I'm not busting around, but when I bust a rhyme, I'm here to let you know that we're about to flow. It's time for the Boogie Bob Show. Let's go. We're only doing 3 today. We're doing Scorpio. That's me. Boom.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We going to the
what's poppin'? We going to Capricorn, Playboy, Capricorn.
I'm a Taurus. Fuck Capricorn.
Oh, all right. He's a Taurus. He said, I'm a Taurus. Fuck Capricorn. And he's a Taurus. I could have read him his thing, but he was a douchebag, so he doesn't get it. We give this to the mighty bull. That's all she's doing today. Taurus. You may feel a bit on edge as the new week begins, maybe because you can sense that something major is going to happen. You are right, it is, but the planets indicate it will be something you thoroughly enjoy. Thoroughly enjoy. I like the sound of that. So why worry? If it's something that you thoroughly enjoy, embrace it and enjoy it. Scorpio, me. How come I never get enjoyment? It ain't gonna say nothing about enjoying. It's probably gonna say, today's a day where you're not gonna enjoy nothing. Scorpio, you will have to deal with someone who is every bit as tough as you over the next 2 or 3 days. So prepare yourself for an epic struggle. On the other hand, do you really need to be rivals? Maybe you should be working together. That's a crappy horoscope. Capricorn, Cap Gang, stand up, Cap Gang. The more others tell you that a goal is beyond your reach, the more you will strive to attain it. Cosmic activity is the most dynamic area of your chart. Makes you determined to make the most of your talents. Your self-beliefs will be awesome and move mountains. And as a bonus, we're doing a bonus. This is a Boogie Bob exclusive. I'm stopping it on my own. Boom. Gemini. It's Gemini. It's a much better table right here. Shit. Look at this guy. Look what I got going on over here. The bad shorty wearing hot pants. I think he's wearing, this is like the 60s or the 70s, got the hot pants going on over there. We've got a much better table here, folks. People walking by, back and forth, back and forth. I like it. Back and forth. Forth and back. Side over there's got nothing but pigeons. A couple female pigeons. Every 10 seconds. I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. I apologize. Gemini. If you feel the need to spend some time alone today, then do so. You don't have to be the life and soul of the party every day of the week, so find a place where you can be at one with yourself and through your thoughts and ponder your plans. Now, I was at one with myself a lot, but that was college. I was in college. You got a nurse in your life? Look at how cute this is. Nurses have a heart of gold. Nurses have hearts of gold. Now, one of my shorties is a nurse. I don't think she'd like it. She'd rather get her nails done than a statue of a nurse. Baby, do you like your statue? I do like the statue, boo, but it's hard to look at it with my hair so frazzled. I get it. It's hard to enjoy my statue without new shoes on. I've been in this game a long time, bro. I know the game. I wrote the game. I wrote the book. This is horrible. Teen shot dead at Houston prom party. Prom. You know, my prom, I took my brother's wife to the prom. While other kids were in the back seat of their mom's sedan, I was sitting there going, what a fun prom we had, my brother's wife. Did you have a good time at the prom? He was in Germany. He's like, ain't nobody taking my girlfriend to the prom except my little brother. I was the only guy at the prom home by 9 o'clock. My mom said, Bobby, did you have fun at the prom? Mom, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to be in there for 2 hours. Please don't knock or disturb me. Hippies City has had enough of the ODs. They're just doing drugs everywhere. It's not even news anymore. Teen shot dead in Houston prom party. A 16-year-old boy was shot and killed, 16 years old, whole life ahead of him. God bless him and his family. After prom party in Houston early Saturday after a dispute with the father of the girl at the celebration. The shots rang out around 1:30 a.m. and the teen, Isaac Zentino, was struck by gunfire according to the Harris County Sheriff's Office. 16. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The Sheriff's Office said Zentino had been at the residence to attend a prom after party, had gotten involved in a disturbance with another juvenile male and the father of a female partygoer. During the encounter, both parties produced handguns and fired at each other. Authorities have not said what the dispute was about. Always about a girl. Always. If it's about money, it's about money and a girl. That is horrible. I feel so bad for him and his family. Italy, Paris, meager Copa. At the Copacabana. The Italian foreign minister is dissatisfied with Paris's apology after a French minister accused Rome right-wing leader of mishandling the country's migrant crisis. Michael J. Fox. Now, I can tell you right now, first-hand experience, Michael J. Fox is one of the super-duper kind, nice people in the business. Just the nicest guy in the world. Unfortunately, he's battling Parkinson's syndrome, Parkinson's disease. He can't like have a conversation like we could talk, but it's just all twisted up. It's really, really horrific and horrible. You have to take heavy medication. Like Muhammad Ali used to shake like this, and then he would take his medication. He'd be able to write autographs in the hotel room at night. I have 3 or 4 autographs that I'll never be able to sell because people won't believe it's him. It's so sloppy. Michael J. Fox is way worse than I ever saw Ali. He says he doesn't feel he has much life left. Michael J. Fox has a hazy shade of dating. What are you talking about? He's married. He's been married for 20 years. Fox revealed that he can't even remember dating. Oh, he dated Bangles singer. Remember Susanna Hoffs? Walk like an Egyptian. Her thing was to look out the corner of her eyes. Walk like an Egyptian. Oh, sexy as now that mother. He doesn't even remember dating her. He's lying because he's married with a wife now. He can't say, oh, she was better than my wife. You date Susanna Hoff, you remember. It's like when I got engaged to be married to Pam Anderson. Of course I remember. You were all there. You all saw it. Fox mentioned the memory lapse Friday while promoting his new Apple TV documentary Still, which will focus on his life and battle with Parkinson's disease. By the way, he's a brilliant guitar player. He's been a guitar player his whole life. If you saw him in Back to the Future playing Johnny B. Good, that was really him playing. And there's videos all over YouTube of him going out. Like U2 will be playing and they'll say, right now we want to bring out a special guest. He'll come out. Can't do that anymore. I can't imagine. It attacks your nervous system and everything else, your musculatory. I'm not sure, but it's horrible. When I look at that period in the documentary, it seems crazy. Fox 61 told the Times, look at all the girls I dated. Tell us about it, stud. I dated Susanna Hoffs from the Bangles. Come on, bruh. I can't even remember it. You're lying. You're lying. You could be in a coma and have lack of memory, amnesia, and you're still going to remember Susanna Hoffs. What are you, crazy? I can't even remember it, he said, sitting on the couch next to his wife. But I'm sure it wasn't as good as my beautiful wife and the mother of our 3 children. Fox and the Hazy Shade of Winter. The Hazy Shade of Winter. Singer 64. She's 64. Dated in 1986 before his 1988 marriage to Tracy Pollan. I told you, bro. I've been in this game a long time. I wrote the handbook. I screwed Lana Turner, but I don't remember it because my wife is better than her. I don't remember that. Pat Sajak. I rarely ever read a good word about Pat Sajak. Just an asshole and a jerk. He's great on the show. Hi, guys. You want to take a letter? Oh, letter E? There's 4 of them. Good luck, pal. That's him on the show. That's not him in real life. Pat Sajak went bankrupt with his fans on the Wheel of Fortune. I got my own Wheel of Fortune. I've said for 30 years, Vanna White has probably the greatest job in the world. She gets paid tens of millions of dollars. Stands there. We've got 4 E's. He walks over. Ding, 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 ding. Is there an L? There's 1 L. Ding. How much did you make last year, Steve? I made $60,000. Ooh, that's pretty good. What'd you do? I dug ditches from 6 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. I worked my fingers to the bone. I got a hernia. I got arthritis and a back problem. But I made $60,000. I worked every day, struggling in a coal mine. What'd you do, Vanna? I made $8 million. Well, what did you do for work? I went like this. Hey, girl. How you doing? This is my new spot. I gotta get rid of Joe. Gotta get rid of Joe. This is my new spot. Joe, I gotta get rid of you. Look at all these ladies over here, bro. Wheel of Fortune host Sajak, 76, earned the ire of several Twitter fans Wednesday when he ruled against a contestant answer on the game show toss-up. Varshi, the contestant, is a teacher and a STEM supervisor from New Jersey. I don't know. The person said, hey, there's a number, there's a letter, you got the wrong one. By the way, you have to say it exactly right. If the question is Wheel of Fortune, or the answer is Wheel of Fortune, and you say Wheel of Fortune, even though you're saying Wheel of Fortune, you're saying Wheel of Fortune, sorry, the judges say no. What about you, Steve? I'll spin Wheel of Fortune. You work. Oh boy. There has been a million conspiracies about JFK and how he got murdered. Of course, they say the mob had him killed. Sam Giancarlo. And that's all I'm saying about that. That's really all I got to say about it. Jack Ruby killed Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald supposedly shot him from the school book depository. But witnesses say shots came from the grassy knoll. There was a magic bullet that went through him, through his throat, out, hit the senator or the governor, and the governor in the car in front of him, hit him in the shoulder, went down his sleeve, bounced out, landed on his lap. There was all kinds of stuff. Well, there's a new one. The CIA killed JFK. This is from his own uncle, RFK Jr., Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. has a new conspiracy out. He's probably selling a book. Democrat White House contender Robert F. Kennedy Jr. blames the CIA for the November 22nd, 1963 assassination. By the way, folks, I was in Texas when it happened. I was in Waco. But I told you I'm Forrest Gump. I'm at all these important events. I was here for World Trade Center. I was in San Francisco with the earthquake. I was in Turkey when the astronauts landed from the moon in the Black Sea. I'm the man. Mama said I could run like the wind. Mama said I'd never get no ass when I'm 60. That's what my mom sat me down before my mom died. She said, Bobby, you're gonna have a wonderful life, but you ain't getting no ass when you turn 60. I was like, Mom, that's a horrible thing to say. She was right. Mama was right. Mama said life was like a box of chocolate, because you never know what you're gonna get. But you do know what you're gonna get, you moron. Look at the box. It says right there, this is milk chocolate and hazelnuts. Are you too stupid to read them? There's another conspiracy that a lot of you have never heard about. And it's really good. If you look behind JFK's car, the open-roofed Cadillac, him and Jackie Onassis, he gets shot. What a lot of you don't know is there was a Secret Service car behind him. Secret Service car with guys running beside the car and guys standing in the wheel wells of the cars. And for years, people in the know, I ain't saying no, have said that one of the Secret Service agents holding the rifle, they have his name, they know where he was, you know everybody from the person on the grassy knoll with the umbrella, you know every person that was there. And Jack Magruder, the guy who shot the film, the famous Magruder film, the most famous film ever shot. One person got footage of JFK getting shot. It was Jack Magruder, the Magruder tapes. Anyway, they're saying that the Secret Service guy was standing there, looking around, bang, and he accidentally shot JFK in the head. And it makes a lot of sense because he was 30 feet behind him. Look it up. Look it up. I'm going to keep it moving. The guy who did the massacre has radical ties. He's a racist. And I'm glad he's dead. I don't like anyone to be dead. But a person like that gets out of his car and just starts shooting people indiscriminately. He killed 8. Would have been more if the hero cop didn't shoot him. He had a neo-Nazi patch on Texas Mall gunman. I don't know. This guy rushed over. This guy rushed over to help. Civilians' valiant aid. First responder Stephen Spainhauer found a boy alive under his dead mother. A frantic father who rushed to the scene of Saturday's mass shooting lost 3 victims he had tried to save before finally finding a blood-soaked child who survived by taking shelter underneath his mother's dead body. I have problems with that. Once you're in a shooting like that, then you have to get past the cops. Look at how terrified these guys are. They're not, the gunman's been dead for an hour. Now now cops want to make sure you're not with the gunman or part of the gunman, so you got to walk out like this. It's horrible. Horrible. Budweiser. Bud Light. I did a piece on it. I spoke out. I did my part. Bud Light is backtracking. Gay bars around the country are now shunning Budweiser for backtracking. They lost hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising and whatever for having the transgender woman on the can. But here's mud in their eye. 5 Chicago gay bars are now boycotting Anheuser-Busch, with many bars across the country to follow. Because they are distancing themselves from transgender social media star Dylan Mulvaney after her collaboration through conservative calls Fox News and douchebags like Ted Nugent and Kid Rock, a couple of creeps. Tomorrow is a huge day in Russia. It's a Russian parade for unity and military might. But remember, I told you almost a week ago that on the 9th, May 9th, there will be drones. According to my sources is the newspaper, there will be several drones launched upon Moscow and the Kremlin from inside of Moscow, from downtown. They have really great air defenses all around Russia. They ain't got them inside Russia. Look at this piece of crap. Richard Christie. What's his name, Richard? I can't. Chris Christie. Richard Christie's the guy on the Howard Stern show. Chris Christie, this guy. He used to have his tongue so far up Trump's ass he couldn't fucking... He couldn't floss his teeth. I apologize. I dropped the F-bomb. Accidentally. Now, he's ripping Trump and DeSantis. Listen, Trump and DeSantis are 2 of my enemies on my list. This other enemy, my enemy's enemies are my friends. He's still my enemy. He's my friend. He's as bad as the rest of them. He'll do anything where the dollar falls. He's another Ted Cruz. If the NRA came out tomorrow, the National Riflemen's Association, with Ted Cruz in their pocket, and said, we hate guns now, we hate it, we're going to give money to get rid of it, Ted Cruz would get up on his soapbox and talk about how much guns are hated. We should get rid of them. Today he's loving them. He's going to go where the almighty dollar goes, and he's not the only one. They all do it. He's just more blatant about it. Donald Trump called Ted Cruz's wife Heidi ugly and disgusting. Remember that? Remember rat-faced Ted Cruz? Donald Trump, I will fight you in the airport. No one calls my Heidi ugly. The next day, he's also got his tongue up his ass. 27 killed in Peru in a mine, in a fire in a mine. Can you imagine you're in a mine, in a fire in a mine? A fire in a small gold mine in southern Peru has left 27 people dead. That's horrific. Authorities said Sunday in the country's single deadliest mining accident in more than 2 decades. The regional government said a short circuit sparked fire early Saturday. It's a bad rap. Barstool Bro made big mistake but shouldn't lose his job. Let's see what he did. Now, this is a conservative paper, and Barstool Sports is this guy, Dave. You guys know him. He's worth $300 million or more. Benny the Mince is no longer employed by Barstool Sports, and our national nightmare is over, right? If you don't know the name Mince, it's a Barstool Sports personality who, though sober, could be, I don't care. I can't put it. I can't. Brooklyn Grandma slain. And the family is now being threatened. The kinfolk are now being threatened by Bo. Why can't these morons just write a normal thing? Brooklyn Grandma slain, kin threatened by Bo. I didn't think Bo Bridges was the type to go around threatening people. I was very shocked. A Brooklyn grandma was allegedly killed Saturday or Sunday by her berserk boyfriend, who then warned her terrified daughter, "I just shot your mom and now I'm going to shoot everyone in the house." The man is suspected of repeatedly shooting his 49-year-old girlfriend. 49-year-old grandma. You go, girl. I ain't hating on that. The man suspected of repeatedly shooting his 49-year-old girlfriend and then engaging in a tense 2-hour standoff with the SWAT team before being nabbed hiding in a crawl space in Brownsville. Bro, you shot and killed your girlfriend, the grandmother, threatened to kill the whole family. And then there's the cops, the SWAT team surrounds the house for 2 hours, and then finally they go in there and you think that you could hide in a crawl space? He should get off just for being insane. It's like the cops are going to walk in and go, "Nope, he's not here, let's leave." Donald Trump has agreed, after he lied and said he would, to not testify in his rape trial. He just left his golf course in Scotland, where he screwed everybody over there, by the way. Screwed them all out of money. He just left his golf course there, and he says, "I'm going back to America to testify and to show that judge and that district attorney that they're full of crap." You'll see. He didn't. He's going to have health care for all Americans in about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. He said that for 4 years. Yeah, it's coming in about 2 weeks. A month later, you're asking, about 2 weeks. Guys, your words should mean something. I'm not picking on Donald Trump, but his word is shit. Make your word count for something. I'm almost done. Judging by my extremely beautiful watch, I'm almost done. Ambrose, do you got birthdays today? Because I didn't do them. Oh, my goodness. I can do a death day. I didn't do any birthdays. If Ambrose puts some up, I'll read them. If not, I totally get it. Thank you. This hurts my heart. I had no idea. I'm looking at it right now. Former MVP, A's great, Vida Blue, dies at 73. Vida Blue was my idol as a child. I grew up in poverty. I had nothing. Didn't have nothing. Came from Turkey to back to the United States when my dad got out of the Air Force. Settled down in the Bay Area, and just by chance, my team was the Oakland A's and the Golden State Warriors and the San Francisco 49ers, not the Raiders. The A's became one of the winningest teams in baseball history. That lineup, Vida Blue, Sal Bando, Reggie Jackson, Camby Campaneris, Rick Monday, Gene Tennis, Joe Rudy. Did I forget anybody? The backbone of that team was a young all-star superstar by the name of Vida Blue. Today's touring different places birthday. I don't know what that means. Is that a person? Touring different places. Is that a TV show? I'm not sure which that one is.
Okay.
Sorry, Ari Sanders. I don't know if that's a joke or if I'm just slow. I'm very slow. You know I'm slow. No birthdays today. We'll do birthdays tomorrow. Oh, Ambrose says it's Stephen Amell. Oh my God, you're worse. I think you might be worse than Joe. Who the hell's Stephen Amell? Hey girl, how you doing? Vida Blue was the backbone of that team. Stephen Amell I've never heard of. He's maybe big in Canada. I just don't know who he is. Vida Blue, who won the 1971 MVP and Cy Young Award, dies. Happy birthday, and touring is, oh, he's sometimes in the chat. Well, I hope he's here today. If he is touring, God bless you and happy birthday to you. I apologize, I didn't know what the hell he was saying. Touring different places, that's a pretty cool name. I like it. It's not as good as Toilet Brush Salesman. Everybody loves Toilet Brush. It's got the coolest name in the business. The 76ers beat the Celtics 116 to 115. Guys, if you want to go get yourself a bobblehead, I'd like to bobble some head. If you'd like to get a bobblehead doll, they've got the Star Wars edition. It's a New York night. It's a night game Friday, May 12th. May 12th. It's next week, Friday. Anthony Rizzo. It's a Mandalorian bobblehead. Hey, brother, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. There's a new kid on the block. I don't care. There's a great piece on Hulu if you like the boy bands. Aaron Carter, who I was friendly with. I didn't know him. I only knew him because my artist, AP9, who's been on my show a bunch. AP9 worked with him, and he was like a big brother to me. I had to call AP9 when Aaron was found dead in his bathtub several months ago. But Aaron Carter sold about 100 million records, believe it or not. He was on singles and big things. He was opening for his brother, Nick Carter, in Sync, in a world tour when he was like 6. He ended up being this huge superstar. Aaron's Party was his platinum selling album, and songs like I Want Candy, most of them were remakes because it's a 6 and 7 year old kid. He ended up becoming a brilliant songwriter and producer, and that's how I became to know him as a producer. He was a perfectionist, and he was very talented. He could play the drums, the piano, guitar, bass. He was so talented. He ended up just being ridiculed and ripped online about everything he did. He couldn't take the pressure. He had mental illness and drug addiction, and of course, horrible fights with his brother. His twin sister died of an overdose. He had horrible, horrible fights with his mother, who took all his money. He was actually worth about $20 million and was completely broke, working right here on this street for about a year and a half to get money to dig himself out of bankruptcy. Anyways, there's a show on Hulu right now about the life and death of Aaron Carter. I think if you watched it, you would be very impressed by this young man and all the trials and tribulations he endured. I recommend it. Rockies beat the Mets 13-6. Shout out to RJ. The Rays beat the Yankees 8-7. I wear the hat because I live here. The Knicks, they might just be out these playoffs. We'll see. And of course, my Warriors are down 2-1 to the Lakers. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As always, please be kind and loving to yourself. Everybody say hi to my dear friend David Young. What the hell's your problem? Why aren't you saying hi to David Young, Mr. Bot? Rev? Treaton? How dare you? David Young's right there. I don't see no one saying hi, David Young. They might have. I don't read the script. I'm not good at that. I don't do good the reading thing. Hi, David. Treaton, God bless you. Thank you for all your support. Rev, you are the man. Bronx Girl, God bless you. Mr. Bot, it goes too fast. I missed everybody. Heroin. I want to thank everybody. Alvin. Oh, Sugar Bay. I can't miss Sugar Bay. That's a fact. RJ, your comments, I read them all. I always put a heart. Thank you, RJ. You have been so supportive. RJ watches every video. Guys, I put up 3, I think 1, 2, 3 videos last night, maybe 4. Review videos with me and my guy Roscoe. I hope that you enjoyed them. If you didn't, then you're a piece of crap. Sorry. Whenever David Young gets in here, I get emotional. I miss the good old days, the Dover School, Sullivan, Fairfield High, 707, say it backwards. E40, Mac Dre. Boogie Bob. Guys, please, be good. Let's talk again tomorrow. Don't look at the watch. I'm gonna sign out now, but don't look at the watch. It's not fair. I don't want you looking at it. Just don't look at it. It's really not fair.